And hello, everybody. It's GolfRap right here on TGD today, and there's a lot happening, been going on. Great week for the game of golf. Dustin Johnson, of course, wins the U.S. Open, and Billy Hurley gets his first PGA Tour win right in his backyard at Congressional from Annapolis, Maryland, and he picks up the coveted PGA Tour win, which gives him security into the Open Championship, which gets him into the Masters, which gets his tour card, which gets all kind of things. And plus, Mama and the three kids are just loving the 1 point blank, blank, blank $1 million check that he ends up picking up. So congratulations to Billy Hurley III for picking up his win at Congressional. And Lydia Ko ends up winning the Walmart Classic, her 13th career win, her third this year. Any questions as to why she's number one? Anybody? I mean, and she ends up making a double bogey on 18 to only win by 3. So, I don't know. People were kind of wondering why she ended up choosing to try to hit a 3-wood over the water that sat in front of the green. But she said, I thought I could make it. Whatever. So, hats off to her. So, again, a busy week. We were so happy to see, and I say we, one of my personal favorite players, Henrik Stenson, ends up winning in the European Tour. This is his 14th European Tour win. But, however, it's his first since 2014. So, it's been a couple of years for Henrik since he's gotten back into the winner's circle. But he wins the BMW International. And so that just, again, moves him back up the quote-unquote Race for Dubai points listing, and also, too, helps his credibility worldwide as far as his player world rankings. So that brings him back into 6th place in the Race for Dubai, secures him for the remaining part of the year. That'll definitely get him into the final career race when it comes for that Race for Dubai run, just like the FedEx Cup here in the States. So Henrik Stenson picks up a good win there. Jeff, I wanted to point out, and maybe if you've been living under a rock for the weekend, much like I have, but the PGA Tour announced yesterday that the Greenbrier Classic that's to be held in 2 weeks, the week before the Open Championship, of course, at Troon, the Greenbrier Classic has been canceled, and the reason is flooding.
Wow.
Devastation. There are a significant number of people that have been killed or injured due to the flooding in West Virginia. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those that have suffered with this weather, and I was not even aware. I've been so out of touch for 3 or 4 days. I've been moving houses and all this other things, but for them to make this announcement, again, the Greenbrier Classic, which is, of course, home to Sam Snead. It is basically, one of those tournaments where you enjoy watching it. It's got of course, the infamous hole. You could say, can't really say it's famous, but it's also one of the few tour stops that actually finished hole number 18 with a par 3. And it just is a beautiful area. And the PGA Tour players absolutely love going there and being on property for that entire week. It's one of their favorite spots. So, and that's because of all the things, the diversity of recreational items that you have available to you at the Greenbrier. There are several tour players that have purchased residency at the Greenbrier. So it has become definitely one of their favorite stops. And for the PGA Tour, which I think was a strong move, I kind of questioned it at first, wondering just how much damage there was. And then they started showing some pictures on Twitter, Facebook, other social media outlets yesterday afternoon late. And the devastation, the damage is significant. I mean, we're talking entire golf holes disappeared. We're talking that anchoring steel that's used for the grandstands, used for the tents, the hospitality areas, all of that is just taken and mangled, turned into pretzels. It was absolutely mind-boggling, the force of the water that was evidently coming down the quote-unquote river / large stream that runs through the middle of the property. They lost like several greens. Tee boxes just disappeared. Fairways uprooted. It could be a year. It could be more before they actually get this thing back into playing condition. So the PGA Tour, of course, could not go in there and make their magic happen as far as getting the course into a playable condition. And so simply it just made common sense and thusly safety sense that they go ahead and cancel this event. But again, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone there from the West Virginia area that are dealing with this climate weather. Did you know it was raining that much? I had no clue, Jeff.
I've been away from it. I had no idea.
Yeah. So, again, that was scheduled for July 7th through 10th, and that's the week before the Open Championship. And we're excited about the Open Championship coming from Troon this year. We're hoping to set up some very interesting broadcast, and we'll be providing commentary. And hopefully we're going to title it, and we'll get everything worked out today. But we'll get everything worked out to where we'll be broadcasting for the breakfast at the Open. And we're excited to be doing that again this year, and we'll look forward to bringing that coverage to you. One other comment I have real quick before we blast out of here. I wanted to mention, of course, Kurt Triplett winning the Champions Tour. Congratulations to him. But as a wrap-up, I watched a little bit of the coverage yesterday afternoon of the Congressional. This is Tiger Woods Foundational Tournament. He is the host. But they had him in the commentary booth yesterday along with Nick Price and Jim Nantz and a couple of others. And I have not heard a guest commentary be as non-informative or as non-participating as Tiger was yesterday. And I'm sitting here, there were so many pregnant pauses. There were so many areas of dead air to where they were waiting for him to make a comment about a shot or a particular mishap with a particular player, like a player missed a shot or whatever. Jon Rahm, for example, his first PGA Tour start. This is the individual from Arizona State. He played well at the Open. He was low amateur for the U.S. Open. He turned professional after the U.S. Open. This was his first PGA Tour start, and the man finishes third. So phenomenal tournament for Jon Rahm, but it was like Jim Nantz made a comment about, well, he won 11 times in college, and he just kept prompting Tiger, hopefully Tiger would get engaged. But the only thing Tiger got engaged about was talking about his first hole-in-one or when he won, this many majors and he won here and he. Okay, your commentary there is we're looking for the insight as, what used to be the best player in the world, and maybe you can talk about the nerves and the stress and the demands of that, especially Congressional requires. And there was just none of that. So I was quite disappointed with Tiger. Obviously, he doesn't want to put on too good of a show because they're thinking, well, that would be a great job for him if he doesn't go back on tour. But everything that he was talking about through the entire week is he is quick to be getting back, and that he is continuing to work on his strength and his endurance and his hitting, and he foresees that he will be back sometime this season. So when that is, I have no clue. But, again, we've got some busy weeks coming up this week. WGC event, Akron, Ohio. It is Firestone, and we all love that. Again, they'll take the week off prior to the Open. What used to be the Greenbrier has now been canceled, so we will not be seeing golf right before the Open Championship. But, however, the Web.com Tour will be playing, LPGA Tour will be playing, Champions Tour will be playing. So it's not like we don't have anything to talk about. This is George Honeycutt, the Godfather. I want to thank you for joining me for Golf Wrap today right here on TGD, TV and radio. Remember, you can collect all kind of smartphone access. You can get it right here at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, all of it right here, Roku. You can go across the gambit and pick us up right here. So thanks for joining us. For Jeff Gilder, George Honeycutt, we'll be talking to you soon. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot more golf news and information coming up next.